So apparently it's Forget How to Drive Day today, also known as Labor Day. Man, just on that quick 2-3 mile stretch of road, I had about 4 close calls, and that was kind of the goal for today, is just to kind of get away from people. Problem is I had to go through town and through people to get out of people. I don't really have a plan today. I think we're going to head out to one of my dealerships and just go see what's going on. I don't even know if they're open. Like I said, it's Labor Day today, so they might be closed, but it's just kind of an excuse to get out on the bike. It's been a pretty good weekend of riding. Been riding all weekend. The better half has been busy with work, and yeah, I just been able to get on the bike more. So I think this one might be a quick, I don't know, maybe I'll upload it midweek or something, just a quick out and about, getting on the bike for a couple hours. Just see what happens today, see if the dealership has anything new. I gotta go do some running around. Again, I don't know if the things that I need to go and do are open today, but we'll see. I got time. I got a pretty busy week at work coming up. So just wanted to get everything done and out of the way before I can't. Oh yeah, also, I noticed this weekend, when I went on that ride up to Kirkwood and up and around, all around, and I got attempted to go into South Lake Tahoe, and it was super busy, there was a bunch of traffic, things like that. It didn't dawn on me till today of why it was so busy in Tahoe, because it's Labor Day weekend and lots of people. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to Tahoe on any kind of holiday weekend. It's pretty bad. Like, if you can, avoid the busy seasons. It's not really fun. At least for me, anyways, it's not fun because I don't like being around a whole bunch of people. But it was good to see a bunch of bikes out on the road up in Kirkwood and off of 89. That was really cool to see. There was a big group of ADV guys and a bunch of small groups scattered here and there. It was a nice weekend up there, man. The weather was really nice. I was watching something on the Pan America over the weekend when I got home, just kind of relaxing, chilling, giving my butt a rest because it was on the bike all day. And a bunch of stuff about Pan America's come up because, you know, that's what I watch when I'm on, you know, YouTube and things like that. I watch things about my bike. Not only things about the Pan America, but that's the majority of what I watch. It got me thinking of what I hope they do with the Pan America. Number one, I hope they keep it. I know it's hit or miss depending on where you are in the country or where you are in the world, I guess I should say. There's some dealerships that have them, other dealerships that really don't like to carry them for some reason. I don't know. They seem to be picking up a little bit more steam with the ST coming out. A lot more guys are getting on that, which is awesome to see. But I've said it a couple times in some of my videos where when I'm ready to get another bike and I'm ready to get a newer, updated bike, I'm probably going to go with the Pan America again. It's no secret. I love my bike. I love this bike. It's an awesome... Anyway, that day's not going to be here anytime soon. I'm not looking to get a new Pan America right now. Mine's still going strong, going fine. Yeah, it needs a couple of preventative maintenance going on with it, but after all, it does have 52,000 miles on it. So, I mean, it's about time. That's not unreasonable to ask. You know, it needs a little bit of new parts. My hopes for the Pan America is just that they tune out all those bugs, and I know they're working on it and they're doing it, and unfortunately, the bike, when it first came out, had that reputation of like, it's cool, but it's still a new bike and it's got its teething issues, which, okay, I get. I understand that. That's normal. That's normal for any bike, actually. As of right now, I feel like the baseline of the Pan America is set. Like, it's good. It's awesome. Keep it that way. But instead of, I don't know, in the next couple of years, adding new things, adding new features to it, innovating, right? Like, just don't. It's a cool bike, perfect it. Make it reliable-ish. I guess I can't really say that because mine's been great. But if it can get that reputation of being a solid, reliable bike, and that seems to be kind of what happens when a when a manufacturer sticks to a bike and doesn't change it. It's once they start changing things and improving that you go back to square one and you have to perfect that instead of just perfecting what you had. It doesn't seem necessary to keep adding on things. Stop adding. Just perfect. You did a good job. Now make it awesome. I bet people are looking at me talking with my hands. They'll be like, what is that guy doing? Is this crazy? No, I'm just talking to you. I'm sorry. I have a certain heritage in my bloodline where I have to talk with my hands. Not sure how open this road is gonna be. Last time I was here, they were doing some work on one side of the road and had it completely just gone. This side of the road was gone. So they might be doing it on this side of the road now, but I guess we'll see when we get there. One of the things that I'm concerned about with the bike, and this is just kind of on my mind now because I have to do it soon, is how they or where they put the clutch and access to the clutch, because I'm gonna have to redo that soon. And I've been seeing a bunch of people doing it, and they're posting videos online of, okay, this is what you do. You gotta take a good amount of the bike apart to get to it. And I guess that's not really a new thing. I mean, it could be worse. It could be one of the older BMWs, if you know anything about those. But strangely enough, that replacing the clutch is something I'm actually looking forward to. I want to learn as much about this bike as I can, if I can make it so I'm pretty self-sufficient on working on the bike. I think that it's very useful, and it kind of brings me kind of a sense of, I don't know, confidence, I guess you would say. I don't need to be in 6th gear. There's a certain level of confidence that you have with the bike when you have the confidence to work on the bike. It doesn't become that big of a deal. Like, say you burn out a clutch on the road, and I was like, okay, well, my bike's done. Well, no. You can get it to a place where you can work on it if you have that knowledge to do that. And maybe you need special tools. I'm sure you do. Having the skills to do that is a pretty big deal. And you have, I don't know, you're more comfortable on the road when you have the confidence to do that. And I keep saying confidence, and confidence. But it's a thing. It is a thing. Watch, I'm going to make it all the way out here, and they're going to be closed because Labor Day. So by the time I'm ready to get a new Pan America, and like I said, that's not going to be for a while now, I'm really hoping that they just kind of perfect the bike and the bike gets a better reputation, because right now the reputation's not so great because it's still a fresh bike. And it's understandable. I mean, I get it. You're gonna hear a lot of those guys that have had those problems with their bikes complain a lot more than guys that, like me, who, yeah, I've had some issues, but they're nothing, like, they're no game changer. It's not a big deal to me. You have those guys where their bike has been in the shop for months and months and months on end. You know, at that point, you're looking at, you know, lemon law territory, and that's, yeah. I think if that's the case, of course. All right, apparently this was a bad bike. It happens, especially with, like I said, newer models, brand new models that are out. Not only brand new models, brand new engines, a whole brand new segment of riding that Harley hasn't really done. You can argue that, but Harley really hasn't done it yet. Not in the modern sense, I should say, of ADV riding. That was one of the funny things when they released the Pan America, is they went on that, oh, Harley's had a heritage in the dirt since the beginning. The roads were mostly dirts back then. I get what you're trying to say, but come on now. Calm down. So when you look at all the bikes that have had their major problems and what those major problems are, yeah, there's quite a few that had some manufacturer defects and things like that. I'm not denying that at all. But you look at some of them and you go, well, is that a defect or did you just break your bike? A lot of the things that I hear about is like, oh, my clutch is slipping. And clutches go out. And people can mistake that for, oh, my transmission's blown. Is it? Or did you just burn your clutch out? Because that happens a lot, especially if you ride dirt. Burning out a clutch, if you're not careful or, I don't know, right technique, I don't know how you would put that, but it can happen, and it does happen. It happens quite frequently, especially when you're riding dirt. It'll happen more than a bike that's strictly made for road. If you're off-road, you're off pavement, you're doing some adventuring, you know, keeping in mind how you use that clutch and not getting it too hot, not letting it, you know, burn out, is a thing. And ask the guys that have been doing this type of riding for a long time. Burning out clutches are a thing if you have poor technique. Or sometimes if you have great technique, it's just the situation, you can burn out a clutch pretty easily. And I know there's going to be that argument of, well, if it was built for that, it should be able to withstand that. And true, yes, 100%, I agree. I will not argue with you about that. But you do have to keep in mind, there's only so much you can do to foolproof a bike. It just kind of makes you wonder, is all. I don't know. So I'm going to get into Sac Harley, go visit the dealership for a little bit. This road is kind of boring, so I'll spare you that. So if you guys could, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And if you could, please subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And I'll see you guys later. No. Nope. Oh, what is this? What I hope. Why am I in turp mode? It's dumb. And it's neutral. And I am kind of a cancel. Stupid headset. Should I try this thing? That's this typical YouTube thing of nah.